So go up to Tennessee. They have like quarter comics.
We have quarter bins and methamphetamines. You do some meth, you can look for comics for a long time.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
For more than a century, comic books, television, and movies have existed. Each separate, broken, with their gatekeepers.
No!
Then, something happened that brought all media together. The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic community. Put your hands together, comic fan. Comics are for everyone. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, live Comic Book Wednesday, a weekly YouTube show about comic books with Lady Fantastic. Comics on the Mind.
Get your hands up!
Miracle Man. Special guest appearances by Ayce. And your host, Not Near Mint. Welcome to Not Near Mint.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. We have not one, but two special guests. Welcome to the broadcast, Not Near Mint, David Andry and Mr. Tim Daniel.
Hello.
Hey, what's that?
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen. So, all of us here, we've gotten copies to read of The Plot, The Resonant. We want the viewers to know a little bit about this book that you've been working on. I have my copy right here. Would you tell us a little bit about the show? Who wants to go first?
Hit it, David.
Yeah, my name's David Andry. I'm the writer of Resonant from Vault Comics. It's a post-apocalyptic family drama about a father who has to leave his kids to go find medicine for his chronically ill son. And this world is inhabited by these waves of energy that cause people to follow their deepest, darkest impulses at random moments. And the only way to predict the coming of these waves is the chirping of cicadas. So people kind of carry cicadas around and use them as an early warning device. And so we follow the father as he goes out and runs into some obstacles trying to get back to his kids, and we follow the kids as they try to survive without their father. And it's currently on issue 8.
Yeah, so issue 9 is going to be out April the 14th, and I watched a video. Oh, looks like Lady and 2 people dropped out. Internet issue. So I guess we'll direct this question to Tim. Tell us a little bit about the plot.
Yeah, well, the plot just wrapped. It's full length of single issues. March 3rd, I think, issue 8. So we did a full 8 issues. It was two arcs, basically, a part 1 and a part 2, and split up into groups of 4. And anyway, plot is about this man who, his name is Chase Blaine, and he's returning to his ancestral home in a place called Cape Augusta, and he's returning because he's now in charge of the care of his niece and nephew. And the reason being is that his brother and his brother's wife was murdered a continent away in Sausalito, California. It's set in 1974. So Chase takes his niece and nephew home, and he has no real home. He's a guy that's basically living out of a small apartment. So the only place he figures to raise these children will be here in that ancestral home. And the Blaines have been saddled with a curse, a family curse that Chase isn't quite fully aware of until he begins to settle into that family home. And it begins to reveal itself through a series of ancestral visitations. And then something far more sinister is and far more powerful is lurking in on the family plot in a bog. And so that begins to torment Chase and his niece and nephew as he's trying to figure out a way to mold a family out of what remains of his family. So that's the plot. So it just wrapped up March 3rd.
Nice.
And I think it'll be, the second trade will be out just about the same time Resonant 9 will be out.
There you go.
So April 14th. Nice.
Yeah, same week or two, yeah.
Get 2 days on that.
And they're gone again.
I'm the star of the show.
Star of the show. And yes, Lady Fantastic's comment here to earlier in the day. Whack Comics dropped a video of how to prevent destroying your comic books. And in order to do that, you watch his video over at Whack Comics. He puts condoms on his fingers and tears the books apart. It's very
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
It's what we call avant-garde in the comic book fandom. The use of prophylactics for comic perusing. It's unusual, but not unheard of. Not unheard of. So
Really new to me.
It's new to me too, so don't feel bad. No, you're not alone.
So we were talking a little bit before the show, and for our audience, Tim here is partially responsible for quite a bit of Vault. Partially, right?
Mm-hmm, that is true. Yes. So my actual role is I do design. So basically, that's creating the look and feel of the books. I do quite a bit of art direction as well, working with the artists in conjunction with the editorial team and our art director, Nathan Good. So it's a team effort. And, my part in that really is kind of like all the logos you see, really, and the brand itself. And so, yeah, that's my core role. That's my day job now.
That's very
So
cool.
when we see all these titles, you're the one that's coming up with the logos of Vault, of Resonant, of the plot. So when you're seeing all these covers and deciding to say, okay, let's take a look at one of these old books, and he dropped again. Oh, but here's David. So you look at one of these older type of covers.
I'm trying my phone now because my computer's not working.
I feel like I'm in a deposition again already today.
Damn it, he figured it out. I have to share the stage with him.
Wait, I have to answer questions?
Yeah, right. To kind of talk about the design.
Yeah.
Definitely look to the past quite a bit. We've got what now? I don't know, 80, 90 years of comics to draw from. And, some of them worked for a reason. And a lot of that is to do how they look. So, yeah, I do look to the past to kind of inform what we're doing right now.
No.
So, yeah, how many, do you know how many books Has every Vault book had a homage first cover, or is this something that's been recent, or
Oh,
you
for
know?
the Vault Vintage line is what we chose to call it. The Vault
Oh,
Vintage
okay.
line is, I think it's around 50 maybe.
Mm.
And so the reason that number's a bit higher, I think at one point the last time I checked, I think we would publish about 47 titles over the last 4.5 years.
Mm.
And not all of them came with that. I think the first book that really, really had an official Vault Vintage homage was Wasted Space by Mike Morisi and Hayden Sherman, Jason Murdy, and Jim Campbell. And that came from Derek Robinson. Roberts from The Boys. So he did and Crisis on Infinite Earth. So, and kind of really got thinking, and we kind of both turned to each other, and he was like, "Should we do this all the time?" And I was like, "Let's do it all the time. This is really fun." So,
Tim, being robotized.
I think you've been kidnapped by Robotron 2084.
Audio's still catching up.
Still catching up there. I don't know if he's frozen or if he's doing that on purpose. I won't even.
At least it's not one of these sort of.
So just to sum up for anybody who didn't catch it, but this is something they had done previously with the book Wasted Space. I think you said was the first one, and Derek Robertson had done the design on that, and it kind of sounded like you decided, hey, let's do this. This is really cool. Let's do this for the line. And I'll be honest with you. I like to. I have a lot of comic art. I like to put stuff up. I'm in a new place, so I don't have anything up right now. But I was thinking about doing a wall, a comic wall, and I won't lie to you. One of the first ideas I had was an entire vintage line from Vault. Every one of them up on the wall. I have a retail background, so display is my passion, and display building, and or at least it was for a long time. And I think it would just look cool as hell to have a whole wall of all the vintage line.
Oh, yes. I want that one. I need a bigger.
I got the perfect wall right here.
Until you just described it, I never knew I wanted it until just now.
Right? It would look great. I've seen other people do it. Some other publishers, they've done it with all their books, and it looks neat. I'll tell you what. When I do it, I'm going to send you a picture.
I'll make sure that I send you the sort of catalog that shows you everything, so you can find. Some of the retailers really enjoyed that, so they made some special requests of us. Some books, Sarah and the Royal Stars, had a few extras that were specific to retailers, so it might be easy for you to
Yes, please. I would absolutely appreciate that. Any cheating on tracking down books is not cheating in my mind.
When you see the prices going as crazy as they are today, any little tip will take. Information.
Oh, yeah.
David, I watched a interview earlier today. It was from Sacramento, the Empire Comic Vault. And this was back in 2019 before the pandemic hit. Then the pandemic actually did hit. And you were talking about how you were into comics back in the 90s, leading into the stuff that you're in today. So what really grounds you from the books that you read from youth up to today, and what inspires you now?
Oh, geez. Well, I think when I was a kid, it was just like, I started collecting in 1986 with like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and was just right in the middle of that Image explosion. And so I think what I took from that, it was a desire to make my own characters and tell my own stories. Like, people ask me all the time, what's your Batman story, or what's your Spider-Man pitch, or what's your, whatever. I got none. I have zero. I have zero Superman stories. I have zero Batman stories. I don't sit around thinking about other people's characters. I think about, making my own thing. And I think it was really influenced by what I started collecting. Because, when I was a kid, it was, Avengers 200 and something. It was, X-Men, whatever. And, everything that I got was a number one, because it was all, Youngblood and Wildcats. And this stuff looked unlike anything else that was around, and it really kind of like, as a young kid, you're like, this is some cool stuff. And, and so I think it really brought me just to the mindset of like, I want to make my own characters. I want to have my own teams, my own superheroes, and not really like all the Spider-Man, Batman stuff was always secondary to me. That was kind of like stuff I picked up because other people were reading it. But the stuff I really loved was the independent stuff. So, I just think as you kind of grow as a reader and grow as a human, that stuff just matures, I hope, a little bit. And, I'm still basically, Resonant is still basically a superhero story. It's, about a dude superhero and some kid superheroes, and they're doing incredible things. It's just a little bit more, grounded in hopefully in some level of reality, even though it's a bit of a twisted reality.
Well, you do bring up a good point. So in Resonant, you have a lead character that is into like Zen Buddhism, so he's able to just go into his mindless state where he doesn't have to worry about that next wave that's going to hit. But meanwhile, everybody else has to tie their dumb ass down because they're just humans like the rest of us. So where did you get that idea to incorporate into the book? Was this something that you were doing at the time?
There is a book called The Inner Game of Tennis, and it is about applying Zen philosophy to tennis or athletics in general. And it's all about kind of being able to enter a flow state on your own and being in the zone kind of a thing. It's a very short book, and I was playing a lot of racquetball when I read it. And I was playing with a guy who I was a little bit better than, and I would typically beat him, but they would be close games. And I read that book, and I read that book in one day. We played that night. I beat him 15-1, 15-0, 15-0. And it wasn't like I was trying. It wasn't like I was even being competitive.
You didn't even have to think about it.
I didn't even have to think about it. So, that kind of Zen mind state kind of stuck with me. And I don't know, when you write something, I think you grab stuff from here and grab stuff from there, and you throw it into a crock pot and you simmer it for a while, and then hopefully something good comes out.
Well, that's going to beg another question. This goes to both of you. So the pandemic changed a lot of things for everybody. What did you take from this experience so far that you think that you might be able to incorporate into future work? And don't spoil anything. We don't want to. I don't want to read a next issue of a book that you haven't solicited yet, where I go, "Oh, you talked about it on this show. Oh, I wish I didn't know that."
Well, I think already in Resonant, a little bit of my world philosophy is showing, that you can't really trust people and you don't want to be around them too much, and that's, I tweeted a long time ago, Resonant was socially distancing before it was cool. People were staying away from each other. And I think even with the pandemic, we've seen that people can't really stay away from people, and tribalism and that's pretty strong in humanity. And I think in Resonant, you can see, like, even as terrible as the world is, there's these groups that find solace and comfort within other groups, and being around either someone they think is smart and powerful and can either protect them or tell them the right thing to do, or people that think like they do. So, if Resonant was written now, people would say it was severely influenced by the pandemic. But I don't know what else I'm going to take from it in the future. Although I've had a lot more time to write, and I've been a lot more productive during the pandemic.
All
Yeah, I
right,
think
Tim. After Tim, I know that Ayce, they will have some couple questions from a youth reading group.
go for it, Ace. I've been looking forward to this when you mentioned it.
All right. I have a whole list of questions, and one of them called because she wants you to read her question before she has to go to bed.
Sure.
So this
That's
is
awesome.
India, and it's for David. I have cystic fibrosis. When Steph is sick, it reminds me of me. Did a person with cystic fibrosis inspire Steph?
That is an excellent question because it's not stated in the book, but Steph does have cerebral palsy and cystic fibrosis. And it's the kind of thing where people don't walk around talking about their diagnoses. So it wouldn't be natural for the family to talk about, your brother has cystic fibrosis. That isn't really a conversation a lot of people have, and I, wanted to show a little bit of that, but I'm a physical therapist in my real life, and one of the things physical therapists have done traditionally is percussive treatments on kids with cystic fibrosis. And so we do breathing treatments. You do what's called like a cupping type massage. You do percussions on their rib cage, and you position the lungs in certain positions. There's certain positions in the body in certain positions, so the lung is draining out. And so you actually learn that in school on how to position and how to do percussions. So it's just something that I've been aware of and has stuck with me for a while. My younger brother is autistic, so I lived with a special needs family member for a really long time. So just having someone with special needs in the family has really affected my writing. It's one of those pieces that I tend to put in the pot, So that was a good catch by your reader. That yes, he does have cystic fibrosis.
Nice.
Liz wanted me to say thank you for making that canonically bi on Twitter. We had a little discussion like a month ago, and I was like, my niece does want her to be bi, and you're like, let's make it canon.
Oh yeah, sure. She can be bi. That's fine. I mean, she
12.
I don't think she knows because they never have really interacted with other humans for the most part. So she will get to explore it as maybe the world of Resonant expands.
Yeah, they're both like going through this phase of like discovery right now, and they're like, am I gay or not? Well, whatever. Every character I like is gay now. So when I told them what you said, they were just like, yes, we knew it all along.
See, it's not up to me, it's up to the reader. So, I just put what's in the book. You can interpret it however you want to interpret it. And so we can make that canon for sure.
This is from Liam. What comic do you think Steph was reading?
He was reading the plot for sure.
This is a question that like pretty much everyone had, and it is, what was your impulses?
What are my impulses?
Like if you were in Resonant, what would your impulses be?
Definitely would be self-harm. I think much more than violent tendencies towards other people. I would 100% jab something into my eyeball because I'm so freaked out about that. That I know it's in the back of my head all the time. When I pick up a pen, I have to tell myself, don't jab yourself in the eye. I'm like, okay, I wasn't really thinking about that, brain. Thanks for putting that in there. So it would definitely be this would be me on the screen, just in the comic book pages, blinding myself.
That sounds horrifying.
It would be horrible. That's why I don't want to live there.
I was just going to jump out a window.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm on the first floor, so it wouldn't do anything.
Oh, I shouldn't say that. And these are all reprints. They're fakes.
This isn't a question, but like an analysis from this boy Alonzo. I shared it with you on Twitter, but I told him I would read it out loud. Thank you for having Black characters and not making them face racism. It is very important to discuss racism, but we need stories with Black people surviving other things. Basing the story on fictional horror instead of real-life horror made it much easier for me to read. The world is very scary, and it hurts me as a Black person to never see myself represented unless I am dead, dying, or struggling. I do not know if it was your intent, but I viewed Hancho as a symbolism for white supremacy and rape culture. The world does not make Hancho deal with the consequences of his actions. He is cruel and nature rewards him for it. He only has to deal with consequences when other people force him to. It seemed that he would be unable to understand his own cruelty unless good people treated him as badly as he did them. It says a lot to me that the first thing Hancho thought to do was to put people in shackles. The people who were tortured were expected to feel thankful because Hancho did not do worse to them. I do not believe I need to explain why that is relevant to white supremacy. And Hancho and the people at the spiral were able to control the waves by following their own impulses. There is a strong juxtaposition of white rage versus Black calmness that led to safety. Many people do not view Black men to be safe or calm. That has led many of us to be murdered. White rage almost had me killed last summer when I was walking around the neighborhood I lived in my whole life. Someone called the cops on me and said I was suspicious. Nothing I did was suspicious. All I did was walk home. The cop was very racist. I did my best to stay calm, listen to his orders, but my calmness did not protect me from white supremacy. He pointed his gun at me when I asked if I could please go home. My neighbor came on site and told the cops that I lived there. If my neighbor had not come outside, I would have been another dead Black boy on the news. Black calmness does not protect us in any place but fiction. Paxton surviving because he was calm made me feel very safe in this world. I would rather live in the world of Resonant than in the world I live in now.
Yeah, thank you for reading that, and thanks Alonzo for writing that. That really meant a lot, and it was a big. It was on my mind the entire time. I'm writing as a white person, writing Black characters that I don't want to write about the Black experience, about being a Black person, but I wanted to show what I saw in the world, which is not what we see in a lot of media. You know, my experiences with Black, especially Black fathers, was always they were the most doting, the most involved, and we don't get to see that narrative ever spelled out really in TV or comics. And so when I was crafting this story, it was never really a question about what color the family was going to be, you know, because I look at my family, who's a white Southern family, and I know none of them would do what Paxton is doing for their kids. So I couldn't visualize this family as being a white family. You know, my family's not close on either side. I've had uncles and aunts that I've never talked to basically in my entire life. Even my direct family is not very close. So I couldn't write this story and see myself in that role as a white person. So, but I do know plenty of Black men that are very close to their kids and really see their kids as something really valuable and the kind of the hope of the next generation. So I wanted to write that story, and it was very important to me that Paxton not be seen as a stereotypical angry Black man that we've seen in media for basically my entire life. You know, growing up in the 80s, watching cop shows, you know, if there was a Black person on the screen, they were a gangbanger or the criminal. And I didn't want to have anything that perpetuated that totally ridiculous stereotype. So, you know, I don't want to overstep because I don't have the experiential kind of authority to be speaking, you know, to a Black experience growing up. but I definitely live in the world, and I see how people are, and I see what is actually happening versus what we see in media and what we see playing out on like ridiculous news conferences, like earlier the last couple of days with the shooting at Atlanta, that how a white terrorist is presented versus if that person was a person of color. You know, we know everybody who can be honest with themselves knows that they're not going to be presented the same way. And we need some things to start balancing what people are reading and people are taking in. And I don't want to reinforce all the garbage that's been out there up until this point in, society. So I wasn't going to do it in my book. And I'm just glad that at least, even just if it's just Alonzo and Alonzo's the only one, man, I'm glad I wrote it for you, man, because it makes it worthwhile.
This is why we like nuanced human beings as characters instead of cartoon two-dimensional stereotypes, because otherwise you become numb. And when you hear a story like what happened yesterday, me being from Parkland down here, and we know what happened, my real question with what happened yesterday was, what fast food restaurants did the cops take that killer to?
Yeah. I mean, when you heard of the shooting, was there any doubt what that shooter looked like? There was no doubt what that shooter looked like. We all knew what he looked like before they pulled him up there.
Yeah. But I want to go out on a high note. We've gone about 30 minutes. I know that you guys have a lot of work to do, but I know you're also comic fans, so I don't know if you wound up picking up new books this week, or if you're collectors yourself and you have something that you want to show that you really like, that you go, wow, this is one of my favorite things as a comic.
Also had more questions.
You have more questions if you're willing to answer.
Yeah, I got all night, guys. I'll absorb all the time. I won't even let Tim talk.
Wait, I have questions from these kids.
Keep asking him questions. That was by the way, that was a beautiful answer. And one of the things that strikes me most is that I think, a lot of times as people are enjoying stories, and I'm a person that enjoys stories, you don't often think about the level of thought, that a creator, a writer, an artist will put into the material. And you can only get the narrative that's right in front of you. You don't get the narrative about how that narrative was crafted and created. And it was a beautiful answer that I think I'm pretty proud of the fact that, Resonant is a vault book and that it can speak to Alonzo that way. And I hope other people find it as equally enlightening and inviting to them. And so, yeah, that's all. But yeah, plenty of questions. Bring them.
All right, this is for Tim. Liam said, in order to receive, first you must give. How does that apply to your real life?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, look, let's just take comics real quick as an example. I've been doing this for, I don't know, maybe 15 years now. And, it took a lot. It didn't just happen, It didn't just happen. As David knows, we did stand side by side in booths at Image and Skybound. We put in hours of work helping other people foster, their goals and dreams. And, I designed countless books for people, websites for people, you name it. And, that took a while to sort of, I had to give myself over to this whole endeavor in order to receive the opportunity to write a book. And that's what I really wanted. I didn't want to just be a designer. I wanted to tell stories. So that in and of itself right there is to me emblematic of that phrase. But
I think also, just like what David was saying in an interview that he had a couple of years ago, that no matter what, just keep putting out more and more stuff, because no one does anything overnight. Even Brian Michael Bendis, before he became the architect of Marvel about 20 years ago, he had to go a decade of putting out Jinx and Goldfish and all those kind of titles before some people went, hey, maybe we should have a talk. And it still took time before he became the name that he was. No one does it overnight. Just keep doing it.
Yeah. The overnight success is usually about 10 to 20 years of hard work.
Tim's kind of underselling himself because he's one of the most generous creators you'll ever meet. He'll he'll do logos for people. He'll help get your pitch in front of an editor if you're me, and he rallies for you to like, hey, Adrian, check out this guy's stuff. This guy that no one knows. So the reason Resonant exists, there's multiple people that helped shuttle it along his way. But if it wasn't for Tim, it never would have seen the light of day for sure. So that I think Tim has given a lot and deserves everything he receives, unless it's a kiss from a bog monster, and then don't get that, Tim.
Mia asked, why is Magnus Sullivan so annoying?
What was the question? What was the question?
Why is Magnus so annoying?
First of all, Magnus, he's the sheriff in the plot, and he is, he's the tried and true non-believer. He's a jerk. There are jerks. I mean, there are people in life that you just simply probably should not interact with, no matter the circumstance. And he's certainly one of them. But it's a deep-seated resentment that he's harboring. He's harboring a resentment towards Chase, not so much because of maybe Chase's influence or wealth within the community, but because he loves Reese, and Reese has loved Chase forever, and will never ever love a guy like Magnus.
Every good kind of monsterish type story always has that doubter, right? The true doubter. Yes. Jaws had the mayor who was like, let the kids swim. Like The Thing had
non-believer
half the team until people got eaten. So that's always a good plot point in any type of monster type story.
He's archetypical, but what we wanted to do was we wanted to dispatch him so we could get to the believer. So we wanted to get rid of Magnus so we could get to Deputy Jordan.
There you go.
Jordan is the guy waiting in the wings to say, I believe everything, because I'm doing the research. I've got the material in front of me, and I believe in what I see in the science. So that's, I wanted to do a whole lot more with Deputy Jordan, but you only get so much space, in a monthly comic. And so he had a very kind of, he factors in the ending. Let's put it that way.
Well, there you go.
Mia would also like to say, Chase punched a racist illiterate hick. Have you ever punched a racist illiterate hick?
I will say this.
These are different questions than what you get from like comic book resources, right?
I like these questions. These are good. Keep them coming.
I just had normal weird things like, so what was your first comic experience like? These are real questions.
These are great.
Yeah, they're wonderful. Trust me.
From the mouths of babes here.
Right?
Unfiltered.
No filter.
You can see what David was earlier. You can see how much thought goes into this, and I guarantee you, behind every decision made in the story, I think if the people are doing their job, they're thoughtful about it. There's a lot there. There's a lot behind that. So, I think the question was, have I ever punched a racist? I wish. I'll admit this openly. I wish I had the courage. I'm not a fisticuffs kind of guy. So Chase. Chase kind of putting it to the guy in the bar who's making some terrible comments about the fact that, Chase's niece and nephew are actually Chinese American, and Chase is just not going to have it. And I wish I could be that guy. I wish I had that kind of 3 beers and a couple of shots abandoned in me and go for it. But I think that was the question, and so no, I had not. However, someone who sits very close to me did once, so I kind of use that as a bit of inspiration. I won't name any names. I don't want to get. We'll just keep
putting them in stories, Tim.
Yep.
I was double dared to ask this question, so I had to take up the dare.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
Why is the bog monster dummy sick with 3 C's? Why'd you make that fine hunchback thicker than a Dairy Queen milkshake.
Why does he look like a Dairy Queen milkshake? What? What was? Say it again so I can hear it.
I'm not gonna be able to do it with a straight face. Why is the bog monster dummy thick with 3 C's?
Dummy thick.
As in thick.
As in thick and yummy. He's a tasty snack.
I think
Someone's got a bog monster fetish.
Right?
Someone's reading Swamp Thing as erotica.
To be fair, when Moore was working on it, I mean,
Yeah, it's a sexy garden walking around.
Look, Bucky's walking around putting a kiss on just about his hands on.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say. No,
I mean, he does have a butt that won't quit. That bog monster.
This is all Josh Hickson's fault.
Yeah. I was like, why are there so many ass shots of this bog monster?
it's like a Pixar film, except bog monster, not mom butt.
That bog monster keeps dropping his pencil in front of me.
Miracle Man.
To not to spoil it, but before Boggy became the Boggy, he was a young man and a very strapping young man in the enclave of Cape Augusta. And to give you an idea, the actual life model reference that I passed along to Josh was Adam Driver. So I think Adam's pretty thick. Yeah, we can all agree to that. We've seen him with his shirt off.
A couple of K's in there, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go.
Oh my goodness.
How did we do what?
He looks a little sad all the time, but so do I.
Second part was, why did you make that fine hunchback thicker than a Dairy Queen milkshake?
Whoa.
I think we covered this. It's Adam Driver. It's Josh Hickson's fault. Josh did.
Yeah, they blame it on the artist.
Yeah.
Someone could tell me who wrote it. Everybody just scared me to read it, but I had to.
Wow. That's like one of our best questions ever.
Wow, you're reading the plot as a totally different story.
I'm gonna find out who this is. This is someone in the vault offices having some fun here.
Bog monster.
Someone's like, "Oh no, bog monster, don't get me! I'm running so fast from you, bog monster."
That question's definitely a banger.
That question, I think, is definitely a banger.
Definitely
Warning, 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 warning. Banger alert, banger alert. Oh, look at the little kitty. And he's playing with the tiny little chick. Wait, you're here for comic books, you dumb asshole! It puts the lotion in the basket. It puts the lotion in the basket.
Oh,
wow. Once again, I appreciate you gentlemen joining us on our very high production professional program. I'm gonna see these guys at a con someday. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm the one of the guys from the show. You remember the one with the girl? Yeah, you remember that one? Yeah, that one.
They'll remember nothing else but that. If I made you laugh,
we really ran the gamut. We really ran the gamut on this show, from thick bog monsters to social commentary.
I thought that dude in the boat, man, answering that question.
Wow. All right. So, Ace, you got any more questions for us?
This is from Alonzo. This is for Tim. What monsters are you running from?
What monsters am I running from? Oh shit. Do we? Myself. There you go. That's as far as I can go, though. It gets dark, so I'll just say myself. Yeah.
Trust me, I know that feeling.
There you go.
Myself scares me too.
Yeah. I'm probably going to be poking my eye out after this interview.
Oh, my poking party?
Why do you think I wear sunglasses?
Protection. Better be bulletproof.
This window isn't. Wait a second. It's not a window. It's a wall. It's concrete. I live in Utah. Oh, God damn it.
All right, so I don't know who sent this one, but it says, how is Mackenzie wearing a Comfort Knot shirt? Are all the stories connected?
So, yeah, thanks for noticing. There's a bit of a shared universe going on amongst T-shirts. If you look carefully, there might be other books where people are showing up wearing a title of a book or a location shared by another story's plot. So yeah, Mackenzie has been the Comfort Notch.
Nice.
Yeah. So is it a universe? Hey, T-shirts, right? Everybody's pulling from the same closet. So
There you go.
yeah.
Shira just want me to say, I like that Mackenzie and Zach are half Asian like me.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, look, it's kind of, I can't put it any more eloquently than David did, honestly. And I know that I'm just enjoying the fact that we're at a point now where I can, at home, in the comfort of my home on a couch, I can watch Stephen Ewan and Minari, and I can see a family tale. And I can see something I can identify with myself as a father, as a husband, as someone trying to attain a dream, the dream of making comics, not farming. But, I'm pretty happy that we're at that place right now.
Yeah.
This is a question for both of y'all. Would Beck and Mackenzie be best friends?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Two very capable young women.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Maybe more than friends?
Yeah, it's canonical, right?
I mean,
it's canonical. So
There you go.
Right
Yeah.
now, and
To
they
me.
have like an apple orchard, and that's just it.
yeah.
Those are the facts now.
Wow. Man, this show took a turn.
I'm here for it.
Do you read the comics in the back of your comic?
Do I read
Like the comics that are featured in the back of them. Do you read all of those?
do I read? So if this question's directed to me, do I read vault titles?
Yes,
Yeah.
for both of y'all.
Yeah, I do. First of all, it's my job, and that's a function of it. But secondly, I happen to love many of them. Many others I like a lot, and many others are different from my own tastes. But what I want is, I want to be able to still go to the store, every Wednesday, and not as frequently in the last year, maybe every 3 or 4 weeks. And I like to buy the book just like our readers buy the book. So I buy them and I bring them home and I put them in a stack and I read them just like everyone else. And I actually don't read advanced copies. I don't read the PDFs. I don't look at the previews. I actually try to look at it as little as possible because I want to know that experience firsthand. So we know, what's it like when, we got a book in someone's hands. I want that same experience.
Because for most of us, it's a religion going to the comic shop. Pick up the
Yeah.
Yeah, I also read quite a few of the vault titles, and usually I'll get the first PDF or two and see if it's something that I'm gonna be interested in. Then I go buy it because I hate reading PDFs. It's a terrible way to read a comic book. Comixology is a nice app, and it's pretty a smooth reading experience. But reading a PDF is probably, like, other than having random Xerox pages that are out of order, it's probably the worst way to read a comic book. So I like to experience it. I think reading comic books is a visceral experience. I want to smell it. I want to feel it. I I want to see what the page quality is like, the paper quality. I want to look at the colors. I want to scan the page. I want to read each panel, and I want to go back and look at it again. You know, my reading experience is not conducive to digital reading. So, you know, I Walk with Monsters is one of my favorite ones now that the plot is over, because I purchased all the plot. I Walk with Monsters is really awesome, and another strong Nightfall title for Vault, and I'm really digging Shadow Service, and I'm a pretty big Vault mark. I'll buy just about all their books, at least give them a shot and see if it's something that I like.
Much like you, I hate reading things on PDFs, but it will make me go and buy the real thing. Because
me too.
the first time I read God Country by Donny Cates, I got through like 3 issues and I went, I can't put up with this shit anymore. Got on eBay, bought it all immediately. When I saw Shadow Service, I read the first few issues and I went, I'm really liking this. I can't read it like this anymore. eBay. Okay, well, that should come out next week. Or given Louis DeJoy running the Postal Service, probably this time next year.
Yeah, when I read the advanced PDF of I Walk with Monsters, I looked at the first page and I said, well, I'm going to buy that. And I stopped reading. I'm like, I can already tell the quality of art and coloring in that book without even knowing the story, which has turned out to be awesome. Just the quality of the art lettering and the colors, I was like, yeah, I'm reading this for sure. So I stopped reading the PDF so I could enjoy it as a comic.
Yeah, I'm buying 1 copy for myself. I'm not one of those type of people that likes buying 2 copies, 1 to read, 1 to file away, because I would have twice as much shit than I do now. So 1 is for me, and 1 is for my best friend Rufo, who is clearly not watching tonight. But you're going to get your copy for your daughters.
Yeah, I buy. I basically try to buy. I want to buy every single Vault title, and our local retailer, Muse Comics here in Missoula, Montana, they stock them all, and so I buy them just like everyone else. And even though I get comp, I've got a nice stash of them. I try to take 2 copies, 1 for both my daughters someday, and maybe if I've moved on, they'll want to remember me by them. But yeah, I want that reading experience 100%, as David talked about in detail.
At the end of every comic club group, this thing called Jax's Fast Five. Jax is this like cool ass kid, cool butt kid. So the rules are, you can only use 5 words to answer the question.
5 words to answer the question.
The first one is, what was your favorite comic as a kid?
My favorite comic was
No, bro.
There you go.
probably I don't know. TMNT. It's a contraction. It only counts as 1 word.
There you go.
And we all know what it is when you say it.
Tim, what was yours?
Is it? Well, here it is. This is what did it to me. The X-Men. And
What did it? That's more than 5 words. Just say X-Men.
the X-Men. 2. 2. Yeah, the X-Men.
What is your favorite comic as an adult?
My favorite comic as an adult. Saga.
Let's see. Why the Last Man?
Could have gotten 2 in there. What is your favorite cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Yeah. Holly's chocolate chips.
What books would your main characters read?
Ooh.
Well, Paxton read Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't I don't think Chase Blaine is a reader. You put a sledgehammer in his hand, maybe a manual on how to, demolish a home. That might be more like it.
No, I think David kind of had something going there, because there's a lot of guys that wind up reading one book their entire life and put their entire philosophy of life behind that one book. And if that one book is Catcher in the Rye, that's a scary bastard.
Right.
The Atlas Shrugged people, though.
Oh, geez, that's even worse.
The last question is, how many giant marshmallows could you eat in one day?
How many could I eat, or how many would I eat? Because wood is kind of zero. I'm not a big marshmallow fan. But if you paid me money, a lot.
I'm a sucker for a good s'more. So if you just keep wedging that marshmallow between chocolate bars and graham crackers, Yep, exactly.
Ayce, correct me if I'm wrong, but was the correct answer for that just yes?
Yes.
So that is all the questions I had from the library.
Yay, thank you.
That
was awesome.
Definitely appreciate it. Good question.
So, guys, we're coming up to the hour mark here. I don't know if you want to let the people at home know what new projects you might be coming up with, new release dates that people should be looking out for. Who wants to go first? Also, let people know your social media to know where people can find you.
Tim, go first.
Tim
Go first.
The plot is, the plot's wrapped up, and part 2. The second volume trade comes out in early April. After that, David and I have spent the last almost full year now working together on multiple projects. So our first joint project will see the light of day. We'll hit the shelves this late fall, early winter, probably November. So if you want to find me on social media, I'm on Twitter, and that's Tim Daniel Comics. At Tim Daniel Comics.
And hopefully I spelled it correctly in that little banner there.
Perfect.
No S on the
It's
Daniel.
always my greatest fear, coming onto the show and misspelling somebody's name and or handle.
Not a problem. You got the no S. That's right. Thank you. There's only one.
The no S. Oh,
And,
shit.
And Resonant is on, like I said, issue.
No!
Oh,
I was trying to blow you up.
Try to blow me up. So Resident is on issue 8. Issue 9 comes out April 14th, and issue 10 will be out in May, and towards the end of May, I think. And that may be it for Resonant. And then look out for me and Tim's projects coming up. Like I said, end of this year, we'll have something fun. Different for both of us, I think.
Definitely.
And DB Andry everywhere. But just follow me on Twitter, because my Instagram is just pictures of my dog, and you've already seen her. She's in the damn book. I put her in the book.
Really?
There she is. That's my dog.
That is awesome.
Hey, if I'm going to write a comic, it may be the only comic I ever get to publish. I'm going to put my damn dog in it.
That's so cool.
And I remember you saying in that one interview that that was the best behaved your dog ever was.
Yeah. She's never behaved in her entire life as good as Fern behaves every single day. So yeah, that's like wish fulfillment for me. Like if I had a dog that was good.
Right now, I'm surprised that the dog in the other room is not barking, which means that she's tearing through something expensive.
Please want to be comic books.
Yeah, that's why you got those 2 copies, right?
That's right.
Smart man. So David Andry and Tim Daniel, thank you both so very much for coming today. If there's any time that you want to come back to the show to promote something, you are all more than welcome. Thank you so very much for coming tonight.
Thank you,
Love
Travis.
to. Yeah, thank you all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we
care.
appreciate you. Bye.
Have a good night.
Great
Thank
talking
you.
to you guys. Take care.
Good night.
All right, so it's back to us four.
Lady,
Four.
come out and
Lady, oh lady, lady. Okay,
So
that's-
now that we're now that the guests are gone, I do want to say those guys were great. Let's make sure we get them back on the show again. And I just want to let everybody know, typically I handle a lot of the guest bookings onto the show. This was 100% our friend Ayce here. They got that one set up for us. I just tied the knot once they got the laces together. So thank you very much, Ayce.
Problem. I did it for completely selfish reasons because they're two of my favorite sisters.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys, if you and I didn't get a chance to say this while they were here, if you guys haven't read Resonant, I hate comparing things because nothing's really exactly the same as anything else. But take elements of Bird Box, elements of not the ape part of it, but the second Planet of the Apes movie. That type of world that the humans are living in, and maybe a little bit of elements from the Crossed, where you kind of have these weird cult-like followings come up, and that kind of gives you a taste of what that book is like. I literally don't read PDFs myself of comics. I don't read digital comics. Nothing against them, just not my bag. And I just tore through. I had to charge my phone because I just tore through that book. It was fantastic.
I didn't think I was going to be as hooked as I was, but as soon as I read it, I was instantly hooked. I was like, I need the next couple issues. Bring them.
Yeah.
And even though I can read them, I want every copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm charting a course on a full set of Resonant, full set of plot. I don't have plot, but at least I have the one Resonant, which was I read the first issues of both finally today just before going on, and then went, oh God, they're telling me that they're already here. I need to read more.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So,
good question. Is there a question? I think I should know what the question is.
I think you know what the question is going to be.
What'd y'all pick up this week?
What did you pick up this week? Oh yeah.
I have like a short box of comics sitting next to me, so you guys, whenever you're ready for Miracle Man, you just let them know. If you guys want to go first, you go right ahead.
I got this. I got this.
Cleanup.
There you go. There you go. What did you say?
Fantastic got a short box.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure
30.
We got a bit. We got a bit.
This is packed. Then I got a couple things on top.
Nice.
Oh, it's just like let Ace and then Kirk go.
Yeah.
Do it. Ace, you go first.
First, Sandman Volume 2.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm reading it for the first time, and I really loved Volume 1. So.
Such a beautiful book.
Oh yeah.
And I am a slut for anything that involves the fictional character Carmilla. I feel the need to say this every single time Carmilla is brought up. She was the first fucking vampire, not Dracula. Predates Dracula by like decades. Anyway. Empress Carmilla.
Nice.
Ooh. Cool.
Very cool.
And then a handy dandy little doohickey.
Why the last man? I need to read that.
Got Abbott.
Ooh.
I love that cover layout.
Yeah.
Another Abbott.
That's the one I saw late.
Yeah, my LCS had a black and white variant.
Ooh.
I love all these books coming out that are set like in the 70s right now because, these new comic readers, that's like the long, long ago. That's like it might as well be 1863.
It's like 50 dang years.
It's about 100 years ago.
Nice.
Miracle Man vibes from this when I saw it.
Oh yeah. Very
Mhm.
nice. Hashtag that's hot. It's, that's actually a good story too. I mean, that one was kind of fun.
Yeah. And Juice Apart from Volt.
Very cool.
Most of what I've got this week is just like multiple copies of this comic. Because Ren, I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Did you read it? Is it good?
I haven't read it because I'm not caught up with the show yet. But that is my MILF babe, and I love her.
Who's the MILF babe?
Sharon something. I don't know how to say her last name. But she has like this very deep voice. And I'm just like, oh, I love you. Escape.
Oh, I definitely got to pick that up.
What issue number?
But, number 4.
Of Fearscape?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fearscape, the new series that just came out, Dark Interlude, is the sequel to that. And original Fearscape, they have covers just like Sandman. I've got to get it.
I have issues 1 and 2 of Fearscape. I'm not sure if it's the newest one or not.
Oh yeah,
loving
Very
that cover.
cool.
Awesome book.
I got this for the cover because she looks like she could kill me.
That's your kind of book, yeah.
That's my kind of lady.
I didn't
Bowler
look
hat and pistol.
inside. I mean, it looks like interesting. Oop. And then Rob said I would like this.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good.
It has that Paper Girls kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
Still haven't read Paper Girls, and I feel like a bad queer.
Oh.
Wild Bull and Chipper. I don't know what the fuck this is about, but I was like, this looks fucking weird.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what's going on there, but I am curious.
So cute. I got this in the mail.
Cool. Beautiful.
It is Luna from Maria Luge. And it was a Maria Luge week, so of course I had to get a copy. All of them that I could.
Nobody can buy one. Ooh.
Oh, that came out this week?
Yeah.
Today.
I have to hunt that one down. I missed the first issue.
I got you on the regular copy.
Oh, right on. Thank you.
Welcome. That's what I got.
Oh, very cool.
You definitely want to pick up issue 2, cover D. It's going to be a Pulp Fiction homage.
Yeah, you know what? My brother ordered me that one because he sent it to me and he was like, "Hey, I'm ordering this. You want one?" I was like, "Yeah, go ahead, order me one too." So I know I'm getting that one.
This will be my first Love It series.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Good stuff.
Luge.
Good stuff.
It's Luge, not Love It.
Oh, it's not?
Luve.
Yeah, I asked her because I wasn't sure. Anyway, I'm done. Stop showing my face, please.
All right.
Okay, who next?
You. No, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Go.
Just go already.
You old fussy thing.
Has Kirk? I gotta ask you. Has anybody said anything about that shirt, like derogatory in any way? Because that's a badass shirt. I love it.
No, not really.
You remember back in the day? No, this is when we were like, well, you might not have been born at this point, but but
she's a baby.
Because I'm as old as rocks. But back in the day, if like somebody were to talk about like Chief O'Hara or like one of the Batman characters from the movies, people would be like, "Oh, see, you don't really read comics." And that's the Defenders lineup from the show, and which I think was great, and I love the fact that it is. I would actually buy the shit out of that shirt. I'd be wearing it right now. I'd probably wear it to bed every night, just so I could have the most time in it. But sometimes, you never know. Somebody might talk that smack, and then, they get to meet the right and the left.
Yeah, don't talk that smack.
So can we circle back to that question about punching Nazis?
Yes, you always punch the Nazi.
You don't even think about it.
They were asking. Nobody asked me if I've ever knocked out a racist redneck, and I was going to reply with, "Why, yes, I have fought half my family." I have had cousin blood on these knuckles. I absolutely have.
Hey, Schultze.
Let's try saying that in jail. That should be rule 3 now.
Yeah, right.
Comments
on the mind. Let's see them comics. I'm gonna shut the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's all good. So,
I heard that lady.
I don't know if I paid more for it or if I paid. I'm pretty sure I paid cover price, but I bought this issue of Resonant, and it actually came signed.
That's awesome.
That was really cool.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, I bought the plot. This is really good. I missed this when it came out, and I'm really glad that I picked it up. I started reading it, and I watched a really good interview with the creator. We should have her on the show. But Orcs, this is
yeah,
really great. And then I saw this this Virgin variant of issue number 2, and I was like, I have that.
Yeah, didn't that just come out today?
Yeah, I think this one came out today. So, yeah, that was really cool. And then I thought I picked up issue 3, but I guess I didn't. But here's issue 3 of Malcolm Dead.
Nice.
I gotta finish reading issue number 2, but the issue 1 was really good. And I've been looking forward to this. Can't wait to read this. I'm a big fan of the Black Knight, so I picked up Black Knight, the Ebony Blade. I didn't see any variants that I wanted, so I picked up the A cover, which is really awesome.
That is a very, very red sword to be called Ebony, right? Like,
yeah,
is that blood?
I probably is. Probably is.
All right.
Wait till you read it, because I already got spoiled on it, because it's
spoiled it for you.
I was looking at a website to make sure that I should make sure to order it, and I'm glad I did. But, oh yeah, it's a good ending. I just wish it wasn't spoiled for me. So I'm not going to spoil it for you. Back to you.
Oh, thank you. But here's the next issue of Iron Man number 7. This cover looks clean.
Noise.
I still need to read my number 6. That was what I was going to read before I hopped on with y'all. Here's Origins. I've been enjoying this from Boom Studios. Yeah, it's really, really cool series. And then I just finished reading this issue 12 today, but I can't wait to read issue 13. Holy crap! That battle with Throg. That was
Damn, it came out today.
Yep.
Yeah, 13 came out today. Yeah.
Damn it.
And then
I didn't see it.
this is X-Force. This is going on the X-Men pile of I will read you when I feel like it, and I don't feel like reading it right now. Sorry, X-Men.
I'm actually caught up on that, and I actually do want to read that issue, because now it looks like Kid Omega's getting his shit together.
Good.
Took a while.
And then, of course, because of Miracle Man, I picked up The Fall, and I've already started. I already read like a couple of issues, and I'm really enjoying the artwork. Artwork's really good. So I can't wait to dive deeper into it.
I finished it right before the show.
Dang, you and Ayce.
So
I'm
good.
teaching how to read that fast.
I got 3 hours ahead of you, brother.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Ain't nobody reads as fast as
I was still teaching when you probably finished it.
I should share my reading log with y'all one day.
What's up?
I said I should share my 2021 reading log with y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it's massive.
Our log for 2021 would read like ours would be for our bucket list for the rest of our life combined.
Okay. I
Lady Fantastic.
literally got only 2 new releases today because I didn't see Thor. Bam. Maybe when I go back, I'll go and see it. I'll find it. I'll look for it later. But I did find Captain Marvel. They didn't have the A cover. So it's issue 27 B cover. And then the only other issue I got today was Champions Outlawed #5. I actually haven't found a 4. I have issues 1 through 3, but then I can't find 4.
I'll
then
ask Chuck tomorrow.
I had to get this cover because look, she's saving a cat.
Well, yeah, of course you had to get that one.
Yeah.
So Plant Arizona. Miss Kitty. There you go, Miss Kitty. She's
Oh,
sabotage.
So, anyways, yeah. They had this, I don't know. So it was the Mark Brooks variant of Berserker. For
Nice.
yeah, for cover. So I got it. And then they also had the hidden variant.
Is it like glow in the dark one? I heard it's like a glow in the dark one.
Yeah, so it is. Yes. 'Cause
Foil.
it's embossed. Yeah. So, anyways, it's like raised so you can see where it would be. Yeah.
Right.
Anyways. And then these are back
what's going on
issues.
there?
What?
Sorry, I'm good at the chat.
I went to 2 different places today. One was my LCS, and the other was Half Price Books. They're all mixed together. If I can remember, I'll tell you. Deadly Class #1. This is Render. Yeah, found that. It was awesome. Also found Whack Comics. You guys might like this. Found an issue of Whacked with Tanya Harding. She was an American ice skater that whacks a competitor, Nancy Kerrigan, in the leg because she was a cheater. She did a bad thing, but it's funny. I picked this up for Steven Spock because
Reflection.
Reflection was 50-cent bin. Had to get it. I picked this up because I figured Southern Comic Geek would like it, and it was also 50-cent bin. Turok #1. It's a variant, Westfield Comics variant. So I'm gonna send that to him. And these were 50-cent bins at the Half Price Books. Batwoman. Whoop. All right. And it doesn't take much. Catwoman Futures in #1. Another 50-cent bin, Shiny. Teen Titans 23. This one's great. Batman Superman 12. Just a great variant.
Oh, nice.
Greg Pak on the writing. And then did I share this? No, this is the final one. This Flash Secret Files and Origins. So inside. Yeah. And then here's my second chunk. The Captain Marvel issue 17 or 52, however you. But this is like the first full appearance of Phi Lavelle. She's a Kree Captain Marvel type. She's a Kree badass.
And she's in love with Moonstone.
Runaways #2. It was in the 50-cent bin at half price. This was a half price 50-cent bin. Yeah, this is from the first run. I think this is the final issue. And then this is actually from the volume 2, issue 22. Yeah. Duh. Boys Night Out. X-Men and Uncanny X-Men 482 needed that, so picked her up. Yeah. I'm working on my Uncanny run.
Ooh,
By 13. It's like, okay. All right. Just the one, but a Thor 602. Badass.
Oh, nice. Is that right around the time of Siege or going towards Siege?
That was Straczynski run.
Yes.
Yeah, I love his run.
And then this is 604 of the same run.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Great story. Great story.
I agree. I gotta work on
Ooh, last issue.
Oh yeah.
Oh, how did you grab that?
How'd I find that?
Being awesome. That's what it was, by being awesome.
Because
Really
she's fantastic.
Right.
Or my LCS. Yeah. Found it at the LCS. It was a really good deal. So I picked it up.
Nice.
Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man, and She-Hulk.
Look at the legs.
Early Hulk.
One hit attack.
Yeah.
I love it. I had to pick it up.
Nice.
She-Hulk.
If this was $3.99, would you guys buy it?
Yeah.
I would. Definitely.
You know, it's weird. Some of these team ups, you know, forever team ups were like you couldn't even get rid of them in the 50-cent bins, and now
It's
you're
in
starting to
really
see
good
people
shape.
people getting interested in them. People starting to pick them up.
Everything else is expensive. That's why.
Right. Anything else bronze from Marvel, forget about it. That's what you're gonna start seeing Omega the Unknown and Marvel team up disappear next.
Whatever. I like this. Sorry.
I like
$3.99.
team up. I like team up.
This is another one. I have 282 of Hulk where She-Hulk appears. I didn't have 283, and who's that lady? Who's that lady?
I'm just gonna say this right now. That's the worst Hulk face I've ever seen in my life. That is what is going on there.
It's just a slab of meat.
I will smash you.
He looks like a low tier boxer at the end
But
of
you
his
know what?
career.
But
His
you know
face
what?
is all busted up.
But you know what? The Avengers look fucking great.
They look great. Monica looks great.
Look,
Jennifer looks great. You know,
even through the crotch.
yeah, Clint through the crotch shot looks pretty
crotch.
good. Old Shellhead's looking nice. Janet looking good. She got the ladies on prominent display. I mean, there's good. It's good. It's a good
And
looking
then
cover.
you get this guy.
Then you get that face there. Yeah. That literally, you know what that literally looks like? It looks like somebody like took a football helmet and like poorly macrame or like built it. You know, where you get paper wet and you like stick it on the thing.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what they call that.
Stop it.
Tell us what they call that in the chat. I don't know what the fuck that's called, but y'all know what
Come
I'm
back.
talking about.
Back on
Right.
me.
I'm gonna stop, lady. I'm gonna stop. That's a fucked up Hulk face. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh.
Spider-Woman
Nice.
19. This time, werewolf by night.
Hashtag that's hot.
The enforcer strikes. Slash out, bitches and hoes. Sorry. So yeah, I was excited to find this. And this one is like the highest caliber superhero you can possibly find in Marvel canon. Fucking human.
Hell yeah.
Issue 1, baby.
So true story. When I first met you guys, remember me talking about the honey hole I had at the pawn shop. The guy would call me up. You know, so when I first met this guy, it was at this shitty little con in this shitty little dirt mall, and he had like 12 long boxes, and one long box, I shit you not, was just Human Fly number 1 through 10 or whatever the series is. One long box of that, just that, unopened copies of Human Fly. That's a good one. That's a good one.
My captain.
Hey, I hear that Cosmic Cube was important recently.
I think so.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that old thing?
So,
Yeah.
what is a cosmic cube?
Wouldn't be known as a tesseract, would it?
Thanks, Bear Island.
Shut the front door. A macrame. Treasure chest. 15 center, 1970. You've got these gentle guys. This is the best thing about this comic. I looked through it and very rudimentary, very like this is probably for like a 7 to 10-year-old boy, which I guess that's pretty appealing.
It's still a cool cover.
It's great. It's
That's a great cover.
And it was 50 cents.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Also picked that up for 50 cents. This is issue 99.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but my buddy Southern Comic Geek is the Turok fella, so
Nice.
I'm gonna give him that along with the other one that I found. And last but not least, we got Nuns with Guns.
That's hot.
Geronimo Jones.
That's incredible.
Guns with guns.
Who's that artist? Do they even put names on the covers for Charlton artists? I don't think they do. Not for the artists. Yeah, nah. I'm gonna have to look that up because that's incredible. I want to buy that original art. I'll sell my car. I don't care. I want the original art to this cover. If it exists still. It's Charlton, so they might have used it for like
a bike. You can ride that.
Dude, she holds it straight to his head.
Right.
In the comic. She's like,
really?
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll send you the picture.
Oh man.
I had to go. Anyways.
Man.
Yeah, that's my haul.
It's my kind of nun.
I'm pretty sure the original art to that has been used as somebody's coffee.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, most likely. Well, if it's a Charlton book. You guys know the old urban legend about Charlton, right?
No.
That they printed their comic books in the morning, and at night they used the same presses to print cereal boxes.
That sounds about right.
And if you look at the quality, it's either that or Charlton was a front for the mob. And I ain't saying they are, but they were. But all evidence suggests that they probably were.
If we're gonna buy mob comics that are about the mob, why not have them being made by the mob? I'm good with that.
Right. That's what I'd say.
I've had so many dreams where I'm held up by a nun.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm hoping to have one at night.
This was a premonition. That book was coming to you today.
Oh man, dude.
Every day of your life up until today, just to find Nuns with Guns.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Miracle Man, you got some books?
I got some books. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do the new books first. And I'm gonna go quick. Tonight. Okay. So yes, I got the fall, and I suggested it. I know. Thank you. I suggested it to the team here, and look at this. This is beautiful. This is not a post-apocalyptic tale. This is a tale of the apocalypse as it's happening. A little close to home nowadays because the apocalypse is a flu. So, but by the end of this, the book starts off, hey,
it's not a flu. It's a coronavirus.
Well, this one's a flu. And by the end, it's mayhem and people are being attacked. And, this is European size. It's a European book. Originally was a European book. It's fantastic. It's gorgeous. I love it. Highly recommend. Up next,
flu was a flavivirus.
I also have a couple here that. So I didn't pick up books last week. I had a rough week last week, guys. So I didn't really grab my books. So I picked up a bunch today. There's that Immortal Hulk 44. There's Taskmaster 4. Here's Deep Beyond 2. I read that first Deep Beyond. It was a killer story, y'all. Mirka Andolfo. The Unsacred. Mirka's done a bunch of stuff recently. This is probably my favorite. I've read everything she's done. That's my favorite. Redemption 2 from Awa here. Wrong Earth, Night and Day. And we got Green Lantern 12. Got that Quitley Joker cover. Listen, it's coming out tomorrow. Got me that Zack Snyder Justice League cover for number 59. This is Jim Lee's, and Martian Manhunter is going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, listen, I don't care where you fall. Yeah, I don't care where you fall on the Justice League or the Zack Snyder controversies. Nothing against the the fans of the film or anything like that, but some of them are pretty damn toxic. I've seen it myself. So I hope the movie does well because I love everything Justice League. But then after that, I hope the Snyder stands just quiet the fuck down for a little bit.
You know, we're all going to be talking about it probably next week because we're all going to watch that 4-hour beast of a movie.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to see your thoughts on it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I have heard nothing about this Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Then
Never
I
heard of
definitely
it.
want to hear your opinion later.
Just so you know, there's an F-bomb in it. Thor number 13. Yeah, I know, right?
Is there going to be like Christ iconography in it too? 'Cause
But I bet you.
Jesus.
Here's the thing: you don't understand. Everybody's Jesus in this movie. Here's Hacking Tim Seeley's latest book. Came out today. The Bequest, a little bit of a D&D book. Here's Invincible number 1. That's Amazon's animated series version. Got that Carmen book last week. It was in my bin waiting for me. Got that Milo Manaro cover because, I'm a Manaro fan. Out this week, right? Look at that booty. That's a fantastic. This is a comic book, YouTube. Don't kick us off, you GD. James Stokey, his handle on Twitter is He Got Gronch.
And we've been pulled offline. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. His handle is He Got Gronch. He did Orc Stain. He did Godzilla Half Century War. I love this guy's work. And luckily my LCS, I missed pre-ordering it. Luckily my LCS had one.
He also did a story backup in the Batman Annual 5 that featured Clown Hunter.
Yeah. There's that Proctor Valley Road. Here's Scouts Honor 3 from our boy David Pepos.
So good.
Space Bastards 3, Unsacred 4, another Mirka book. Still buying that Walking Dead Deluxe. I guess I'm a sucker. And I got this little bad boy today for only $4. Savage She-Hulk number 23. Got a shit ton of back issues, guys. I'm gonna go really fast. Batman versus Predator number 3. If you can find a Predator book from Dark Horse, man, grab it up. They're not making no more. They can't reprint them.
They're $30-$40 each.
Right. I got that for $1. That one right there, $1 book. Body Doubles number 4. Listen, I don't care anything about this story. How often do you get a Wonder Woman bondage cover? Well, let me rephrase that. You get them a lot. But how often do I not buy them? 0 times. Every time I see a Wonder Woman bondage cover, it comes home with me. Every single time. Here we got Detective 756. Just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? A gorgeous cover. Love it. Love it to death. Pick me up for 50 cents. A Green Lantern 173. First appearance. Javelin. Fella's going to be showing up real soon in a movie that I'm very excited about. Got me an Amazing Adventures 36 there. Weird price sticker. I've never seen one. It had to have been the retailer. I don't think that was done by anybody like actually involved with comics.
Heat gun or blow dryer?
Yeah, I'll probably do the blow dryer. Again, 50 cent pickup. Got myself that Adam Hughes Black Widow 1 cover. I didn't love it, but 50 cents is different than $4, so I did pick it up at 50 cents. Book of the Dead number 1 with Man Thing on there. How do you pass up anything with a giant Man Thing on it? No one.
Right now, all the covers that are coming out are Man Thing. We're going to see a lot of Man Thing jokes coming soon.
There's Uncanny X-Men 513. That's the second printing. West Coast Avengers 14, another 25th anniversary cover.
Wink, wink.
Oh, yeah, that baby.
West Coast number 44, the issue before the one everybody's trying to hunt down right now with that White Vision. And here we go, number 90, another White Vision cover.
That one.
Couple of the old What If series here. Got the Juggernaut and got an Uncanny X-Men one there. All 50 cent books, guys. Nice and cheap. You know me, I don't spend no money. I did pick this up. This is from El Capitan. Amy Race Car. You don't see a lot of El Capitan books out there, guys, so I try to pick them up when I can. I bought this one totally blind. Glad I got it. It's actually a really cool book. Really, really enjoyed it. El Capitan, I think, what's the most popular thing that's come out of there? Nancy in Hell, maybe. I got this solely on the cover. Again, 50-cent book. It's like 6 different books in one.
Okay.
It's badass cover. Look at that cover.
You need to go to the website and like read along with it.
Okay. I will do that. Thank you. Now I also got some, you know me, I like funky stuff sometimes. Here is exposure number 1. This is the anotheruniverse.com variant. It is a wrap. Yes, on the other side, there is also a lingerie clad woman, this time a brunette to mix things up.
But you have the rest of her feet.
Do you need that? Are her feet that important?
Yeah.
Depends if you're a person.
Let's be honest. G.I. Joe Extreme. This came out from Dark Horse. It's a little while after G.I. Joe Real American Hero ended from Marvel. This is when G.I. Joe was not very popular, guys. And they try to bring him back in the Extreme era. And this is literally called G.I. Joe Extreme. It was extremely shit. Let's put it that way. But
it's
hey,
an extremely shitty newsstand.
Right? It sure is. And again, 50 center. Here we have some hard to find stuff, guys. I was so excited. $1 book. Masters of the Universe image number 2. Here we have number 3. Look at number 3. Look at the cover. Look at those 2 covers. Look at that. Beautiful. Here's number 8. That's the final issue of the first volume.
That's great.
Awesome cover.
Now, I'm going to show you something really hard to find.
The clit.
Masters of the Universe icon. That was good. I won't lie. I've never had that much trouble. You just ask another woman and she shows you. So, Icons of Evil Merman. This book, written by a fella you all know by the name of Robert Kirkman.
Ooh.
And the publisher, Cross-Gen Entertainment.
Yeah, you just don't find cross-gen Masters of the Universe.
No. Really low print runs. This is when He-Man was really at the lowest point in their popularity. The Masters of the Universe line really wasn't nobody was reading it. Nobody was looking for it. The image run is much more mature than any of the other stuff you've ever read. My LCS owner, he has the whole thing. He loves it. So I've been looking for it for a while now. And it's tough. It's tough to come by, guys. Same place for 50 cents a piece. I got all 4 covers of Painkiller Jane crossing over with Dark Child. Here's the Dynamic Forces exclusive. This is a Palmiotti and Amanda Connor cover. They of Harley Quinn fame. And speaking of Painkiller Jane, I've been looking for this for a little while. I knew I would come across it because honestly, it's not a book that lots of people are looking for. But here's that first appearance of Painkiller Jane.
Yeah, I had that and I literally gave it away, and it took you showing me that book to go, why did I give that? Oh shit, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah, 22 Brides, number 1. Again, not who's looking for Painkiller Jane, really, but first appearance, worthwhile, good book. I mean, it's Connor and Palmiotti again. Why, and Quesada. So, got to get that. This one I bought for one reason, and it was the cheetah print underpants. That's all. Only reason I bought this book. I don't know anything about the 10th, but I was flipping through the cheap bin, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. I'm not ashamed of that. Not at all. Let's see here. Speaking of Painkiller Jane, got another one here. Painkiller Jane meets Vampirella. So here's a book I know most of you don't know. I highly recommend it. It's a black and white. They just did a Kickstarter to collect it and finish the story, but it's called Warlock 5. It's an Aircell book from back in the day. Aircell was part of the Malibu, one of the Malibu imprints. This is the second volume. They never finished it, but like I said, they just did a Kickstarter for a hardcover collected. Hopefully, they'll give us an opportunity to get that in another venue. This is a super cool book. Gory, bloody, magic, just badass. Speaking about violence, here's Warrior Nun Ariella. And, you know, I've been looking for this. Back in the 90s, guys, everybody was trying to bang out new superhero universes, and Dark Horse tried. And one of their properties was X, which was kind of like a super brutal Batman. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, these used to be real easy to come by. You can't find them anymore.
Nope.
You just can't. And I got darn close to a near full run here.
Oh, that's the best one right there.
Including the last 3 issues, 23, 24, and 25.
Damn.
Man, you be coming up, dude.
Tough to find, man. Tough to find books. Then, of course, another Predator book. How to get that. This one here. Oh, wait. That's not it.
You get punched by a bear?
So, yeah, but it's a Predator, so it doesn't matter. You know, the Predator's just like, you ain't shit. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Last but not least, you know, I've been trying to put this together for a while, and I hit the mother load on some Savage Dragon books.
Ooh.
83. That one was only 50 cents. 97. 98. The big 100.
Keep it 100.
Here's 119. It was a really good book, Jeff. Here's 119. This is the dragon punching out W.
Oh my gosh, I want that book.
Here's 120 with W and John Kerry. 121, 124 with that vintage cover. 133. Here's one that's hard to come by. It's been grabbing up everything with this guy grabbing up. There's that Invincible with 139.
No way.
$4 book.
They teamed up?
144. Oh, Savage Dragon teamed up with literally everybody that's ever been published in Image, including the Turtles, Mars Attacks. They've had multiple run-ins with. Oh my God, so cool.
Savage Dragon is kind of like our show. We'll team up with anybody.
Right, and he does. There's 152. There's 159. Here's 162 with the Return of the Deadly Duo.
Oh, I have their first one.
And here we have some real tough ones. The ones for 221, 222, and 224. I said last crazy hard to find. Crazy hard. What'd you say, Kirk?
Don't you have the last one you showed? You have a copy of that one, don't you?
No, I did not have that one. I have one that's similar, but that one there is the end of their Crisis on Infinite Earths story.
Oh, okay.
Where everybody merges. Now, I had 2 last things to show real quick. I don't think I showed this because it came in when my life was exploding. But Frankie White was on the show, and he was doing a project called Kickstarter called Project Starless Daydream, and I got that little badass beauty in.
Yay!
Oh, that's a great cover.
Gorgeous little hardcover book. Unfortunately, I dropped it right when I took it out. So there's a little thing right there, and a little thing right there. But very cool little book. Art style changes. It's unique. You know, you have full page spreads like this, but then you also have cartoonish style stuff like that. Really fun little book. Really loved it. Great presentation. Great package. I have a history in print, and just looking at this book itself is just, they did a really good job on production. And the last thing I'll show you all here, I had signed up for the AWA, Artists Writers Association. I don't know what it stands for. I think that's it. But I had signed up for their newsletter, and I got a message back in December that I won a contest, and they're going to send me 6 of their trades.
Oh, wow.
And I was super excited. And then 3 months went by, and I didn't hear from anybody. So I emailed them. I was like, hey, just want to make sure everything's cool, And they're like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why you didn't get them. Let me take care of it right now. I had it 2 days later.
Oh, nice.
So here we got COVID Chronicles. Ethan Sachs worked on that one. Yeah. Red Border. Old
nice.
Haunts. Archangel 8.
Great
And
job.
now I actually bought these two as they came out, so they might end up being a contest for the show here. But Year Zero and the Resistance.
I knew it.
So this Year Zero, guys, this is. I mean, listen, I'm a sucker for zombie stories, but I love this one. It wasn't just that it was a zombie story; it was that it was a zombie story from around the world, told from the perspective of lots of different people. Or 5 different people living in 5 very different situations. One was a doomsday prepper. One was a street kid from Mexico City. One was a assassin in Japan. So super cool book. And because I bought all the issues for this and Resistance, which was their launch title, Straczynski and Diodato, we might be doing a little giveaway on these sometime at a later date. So stay tuned. But in the meantime, make sure you go over and sign yourself up for that newsletter. I listen, guys. I'm on Twitter a lot, but I win contests all the time, and all I'm doing is like retweeting, following, and tagging people in. I get this is I think like my 4th or 5th. This might be my 5th Twitter contest win in like the last 2 years.
No.
So go over there and do it, guys. It's free. It doesn't cost you nothing, and you get stuff. I ain't doing nothing special. So these guys had no idea I do a show, and if they did, they wouldn't care. We're talking about Straczynski here. He's got all the press he wants. He certainly doesn't need us. So anybody can win this stuff.
I just need to say,
Go ahead. Max just jumped away because he can only be in my lap for 3 seconds before he realizes, wait, what am I doing here? Human? You.
Good times.
So is that everything?
That's everything.
Okay.
That's everything. Did I do it fast enough, lady?
Sure.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Fucking great, man. We made it.
Good enough for the lady.
Let's just
So you
do
want
it.
to see some of the things that I got?
Yeah,
Let's
let's
see
see what you got.
All right, let me blow my dumb ass up. Boop. Okay, so this stack I wound up picking up today from Miami Fresh Comics. Now, Miami Fresh Comics is the comic shop that I go to. His name is John Freshly. You can find him over at Miami Fresh Comics on Instagram. He does claim sales pretty regularly, but tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern Time, he will be doing a claim sale for kind of some of the things that you're about to see. So I'm not going to go through all of these. I'm just going to show a couple. But I am really working on my Luke Cage Hero for Hire run. And he just wound up having this, so I picked that up.
Oh,
it's the only
nice.
chapter.
Very
So
nice.
I'm working on my Luke Cage run.
Sure enough,
and
are.
you get to see how much I have, perhaps on Friday or Saturday night when I do a show with Lady Fantastic. So instead, let's get to the ones that came out today. Catwoman. This is part of the Infinite Frontier, and I think I'm going to be jumping off of Infinite Frontier. But I'll stay with the main titles until they jump off and start it with a new issue number 1. Because, God damn it, I don't need any more issue number 1s or restarting new series. Yes, Comics at Law, meow, meow. And I need to talk to you later about something that happened during this week. Holy shit. I with the mommy milkers.
Mommy Milky?
okay.
You haven't been on Twitter in a while, guys. There was a tweet, supposedly a fake tweet that was deleted by somebody who writes for the Federalist, and all it said was "Mommy Milky." So of course they're threatening to sue anybody who for defamation who retweets it, which, just so you all know, is bullshit. They can't do that. Retweet the shit out of it all you want. And back
that's
to you, Rob.
an intimidation tactic.
Right.
Oh, and real quick, out of all these Justice League covers, and I picked up 3 of them because Bendis is off the title, guys. So this regular cover, good as it is, no one's really talking about this cover here that actually features a cover appearance of the new Beast that is Naomi's main arch nemesis.
Yeah.
But my comic shop also picked this up, where he only got one of each cover. So I picked this cover. Just because, I don't know, more painted, and I don't know. I didn't see the
Manhunter.
The Manhunter cover.
Yeah.
So Nightwing, new story. I don't know if new writer.
Tom Taylor. That's his first one, isn't it?
I believe it is. So it's a new writer starting. So I'm going to look forward to reading this because we might have an announcement to make. We shall see. But it won't be regarding Rob Liefeld. I don't think Rob Liefeld does shows. But I did like this cover enough to pick it up. I wouldn't have picked it up otherwise. This, I'm hearing great things. I see what the last page is, and I'm going, this is going to be a good story. I am on board for the whole series.
Yeah, I am too. You were right. Yeah.
First couple pages, no spoilers or anything, but basically the Avengers think that this guy's a joke. And he is about to have a character arc in this book where he is not going to be a joke anymore.
Good.
Speaking about not jokes, here's a picture of Captain America punching Hitler.
Always punch the Nazi.
Yeah, for those that don't believe that there's no such thing as an SJW warrior in comics, he was the first, motherfuckers. All right, so here is Captain Marvel 27. Okay. I haven't read this yet, but I read the spoilers. I read some of the pages. Y'all know out there, I'm an alcoholic, so when I'm reading Iron Man, I'm reading Carol Danvers, I know about their struggle. I deal with it regularly. She falls off the wagon in this issue. I am literally afraid to read this issue. So people that decide to have a character that's been on the wagon for so long fall off, I hope that careful detail is paid attention to the writing. Because there's reasons why I read comics, and not thinking about that shit's one of them. Champions. I haven't read it. I haven't read any of these today. It's just been bring everything home, put it in subpar bags and boards, and yes, I call this subpar when you have this strip. I only call it subpar because when I actually get to catch on a cover, and it's just like putting tape on a book. But yeah, Iron Fist, number 3, that special cover. Here's Iron Man number 7, which I like this cover. It's Alex Ross. But then I saw this.
Ooh.
Pretty. There's a few of them that came out today.
Are those all?
I didn't pick up any other issue.
Tim Bartel variant.
Yes, I'm picking up every single Jen Bartel variant of the Women of Marvel. I don't know what this is, but there was an issue a while back that just hit $25. I don't know what's going on in the story, but I figure I should probably be picking it up just to find out. So that will be near the top of my list just to find out what the fuck is going on in Marvel. Spider-Woman. Cool cover. I like the painting. This one's better. Jen Bartel. Sword with Null. Are people still like in love with Null, or are people falling out of love with Null now? I don't know. Thor, number 13. X-Force, number 18. X-Force, number 18.
I'm still salty. I fucking didn't get Thor.
I will make sure you get a Thor if you can't find it.
Okay, I'll let you know. I'm going to go back tomorrow.
Okay. Otherwise, we'll just send Wolverine here with that look on his face, and that would scare the shit out of anybody to go, I'll find it for you. Just please don't send this guy after me.
Yeah.
And for those that really like the old Bendis, and I do like Bendis, despite whatever I've said, I love old Bendis. This reads like old Ultimate Spider-Man. It's great.
It's great.
I could have picked that up.
This is for Miracle Man. This is for me. This is also for me. I just like the sketch covers. I know no one's really giving a shit about the black and white sketch covers anymore, but I'm one of those people that Still do. This is away to Rufo for the kids. This is one copy of each, so I'm going to keep the cover with the all black, and this one I'll give to him. Maniac of New York second print. This is a great series that most people just compare it to Friday the 13th when they're missing the greatest parallel to the pandemic. It's what would happen if some awful thing happened and then government and police just abdicated completely the responsibility. It's like, yeah, we don't really need to imagine it because we lived through it. Brandon Maelstrom 4, I don't know if that's the last issue, but I know that the trade paperback was just solicited. This is James
Stokey.
I heard somebody say Stokey and then was corrected, so now I'm no longer certain how to say it.
Oh.
And I was watching Alex the Comic. It was just prior to this show. Alex the Comic Hoarder, he does a great show every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And he was discussing some of these, a lot of these new people joining the market. But he wound up talking about James Stokey or Stoko. It's now like Mitch Garrett. We don't know how to say it. And if you do, someone will win $100, but not for me, because I got to spend them on new comics, apparently. Here's a Reza Tokar fight in a new TMNT. Looking forward to that. This is the deluxe Walking Dead. This is going to Rufo. And one of my most anticipated reads for today, because this looks pretty thick, and it is. There's the B variant of Ultra Mega.
Nice.
I almost got that. I looked in the inside art. The interior art was amazing. So I might.
The interior looks great, but I want the fall. The fall looks amazing.
It was fantastic. You know, there's something about European comics. They're just different than American comics. Just the way they approach storytelling in general, and it was like the pacing. It was just a beautiful, beautiful book. Wow, damn whack.
They're always ragging on Tyler, and there ain't no real reason for it. Okay. I love you, man. I'm going to get some slippy fingers because I don't have any other use for that thing.
I am so sleepy. Do you have any more shows? Comics to show?
We have no more shows to comic, so I'm just as tired as you are. How about we wrap everything up, everybody? Is there anything that we need to promote? I know I'm going to be on Comic Gories on the 11th anniversary in which I was shot. Aside from that, I got nothing going on.
Well, that's a hell of a piece of news. So this week, guys, as we all know, tomorrow, HBO Max, we're gonna get a new cut of the Justice League. I've heard two sets of reviews. Set one, it's the exact same movie, 4 hours long. Set two, totally different movie. So even the critics can't agree what they just saw. So that should be exciting. But on Friday, we're gonna get ourselves what's that show? Falcon and the Winter Soldier
and Bucky.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, my LCS had like 3 different Ultra Megas. 2 of them were black and whites on the outside.
Ooh,
and then 1 was color. Just saying.
The black and white ones. But
Maybe
I'm going to this weekend and get back to you on that one.
I think my brother ordered me that. Got me one of those books. He had messaged me and said he had got me one. So hopefully he did.
All right. And also coming tomorrow night is Godzilla versus King Kong, which Ace and I will be watching. So otherwise, Lady Fantastic, where can people find you? And social media, all your stuff, all the things.
They can find me here at this time, Saturdays on Southern Comic Geeks channel with an Saturday morning cartoon crew at 1 p.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. I also sometimes do stuff with Parker and the Symbiote Club on Tuesdays. And, I try to get around and be promiscuous with my appearances because You guys are fun to participate with.
Oh, and you too.
I love you too. Is that what you said?
Yes, I love you too. And I'm going to be on your show whenever you decide to have me. Otherwise, you can.
Oh
reject
yeah,
me.
we do that too.
Hmm.
We do the weekends. We basically show shit like from our collections or like comics that we get and stuff. Mm.
And things and stuff.
Yeah, my plaque assay worked today. It was the hog's balls, dude. I like have to grow up cells and infect them with viruses at different concentrations. And the viruses, if you kill the cells, they'll form a plaque. And so it's like clear if you stain the cells. Yeah, that was my fucking accomplishment today. Anyway,
As they say in 28 Days Later, infect them with what?
a viable virion.
All right, then. Not as cool of an answer, but a much more intelligent one.
All right.
Friday, look forward to us showing more books. And when she goes, hey, Rob, which Luke Cage did you get? Yes. That's going to be the answer.
The answer is yes.
Because I have some books that are coming in tomorrow, Friday.
Yep,
I had a fun time. And, yeah, sorry.
Go back to lady.
Back to lady.
I had fun, and thanks for having me. And I'll see you.
Thank you, lady. Kirk.
I love you. I was just saying that I have some books coming in too tomorrow and Friday, so I'll have some stuff to show on your show too. But as you guys all still know, I do another show every Thursday called The Teacher's Lounge. Woo! With my co-host, Girl Todd, Todd Father. We switch back and forth. Last week it was on his channel. This week it's on my channel. So best way to know is like odds is on my channel, evens is on his channel. So I really talk about everything, comics, teaching, and everything else in between. So it was just shoot the breeze. So if you want to watch that, come by. It's usually West Coast time, 9 o'clock, which means for y'all on the East Coast, it's late 12. But if y'all are still up, like I am usually, come on by and hang out with us. If you want to be a part of the show, you're always welcome to hit me up, and I'll shoot you a link. So that's what I got.
You're one of his students, in which case, don't get his ass fired.
Please don't. I can be free on this show. I had to be PG on that show. PG-13 on this show.
Hey, Ace, anything going on your channel? Anything going on Twitter?
I'm going to be fighting shitbags on Twitter. If you want to see my filthy milk, I guess you can come by my Twitter at Reader Unnatural. I don't have Instagram anymore. And I never used it, so I just like it. I don't know, I'm just gonna be reading 80 books a week, I guess. That's all.
So, I was just about to take out the IG in there, so now it will read proper. Yay. All right, Miracle Man, anything going on in your world?
Well, much like Ace, you can catch me over on Twitter, dunking on chuds and talking smack. I also squeeze in some comics, and I post my pickups daily. I show most of the books on here, but there's always some left over that I don't show. So those always get posted to my Twitter account. Come on over, hang out. We have lots of comic folks that we interact with over there. We being the greater Twitter universe, and myself in particular. Next week, I am going to be on episode with the crew over there at Whack Comics. Very much so looking forward to that. That was so great. I wish I had an opportunity to talk to him more when he was on the show the other day, or 2 weeks ago. And other than that, I'm here every Wednesday night. So stop by and say hi. And just to let you guys know, we have some super exciting guests coming up.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward.
Miracle Man, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
I really, really need you to go on to Whack Comics next week and have at least one like really good surly rant.
Oh, I got that.
Yeah.
Girl, you know.
Find it.
You know.
Old
I'm gonna-
Schlog would be involved.
I listen. That was whiskey. I will. I will get a good what grinds my gears going on that episode. Don't you worry about that.
Okay. And I think
Sure
that
about
they'd be very excited to hear what you have to say.
Okay. Good. I hope so.
All right, so that has been the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to leave you off on one last thing here. Last week, we had Corey DLG on, and he wound up reaching his goal of the $2,000 mark. He hit it just a few minutes prior to the Sunday at 6 p.m. time. So DMA issue 2 is fully funded. Everyone that wanted those issue 1 and 2s, they will be going out. So congratulations, Corey DLG. Now, otherwise, we look forward to seeing, I don't know, depending on who you ask, the Justice League movie, the King Kong Godzilla movie, the Captain Falcon and the Winter Bucky, and we'll be talking all about that next week. So thank you all for joining with us, and I'm not really on the social media right now. Maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't. We'll see. But this has been Not Near Mint. We will be back next week, 10 p.m. Eastern time, usual place, usual entire crew. Thank you very much, everybody. See you next week. Bye.
Peace out, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Rob Wurst, Lady Fantastic, Miracle Man, and Comics on the Mind will be back next week. Same time, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Not Near Mint.
And don't forget, Black Lives Matter, trans rights, and Helen fucking Mirren. Good night.
Yeah.